Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes to all of us.
Yang terhormat Rektor Universitas Halu Oleo, dalam hal ini Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik Universitas Halu Oleo. Yang kami hormati para pembicara, Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza, Profesor Giong Chung PhD, Profesor Dr. Abdul Rahman Kadir MSI, dan Ibu Dr. Rita Pidani SE MBA. Yang kami hormati Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Halu Oleo beserta jajaran, Ketua SPI Universitas Halu Oleo, Bapak Ibu Dekan Lingkup Universitas Halu Oleo yang sempat hadir, Bapak Ibu dosen, serta hadirin undangan peserta seminar internasional yang kami hormati.
The Honorable Rector of Halu Oleo University, Mr. Professor Dr. Lahamimu SSI MT. The Honorable Speakers for this event are Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza, University of Malaysia Sabah, Profesor Giang Chang PhD, Sehan University, Chanam, Republic of Korea, Profesor Dr. Abdul Rahman Kadir MSI, Chairman Association of Indonesian Faculties of Economics and Business, AFEBI, Dr. Rita Pidani SE MBA, Newcastle Business School, Singapore. The Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Halu Oleo University, Professor Dr. Laode Anto SE MSI, AK, with the staff, the leadership element of Halu Oleo University who were present, the chairperson of the committee, Mrs. Rizky Amalia Madi, MSE, the entire committee and the audience, our respect guest.
Puji dan syukur marilah kita panjatkan kehadirat Tuhan yang Maha Esa, karena pada hari ini Kamis tanggal 3 Oktober 2024 kita semua dapat menghadiri acara seminar internasional Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Halu Oleo dengan tema Keberlanjutan Ekonomi dalam Era Green Economy, pendekatan multidisiplin di bidang ekonomi, akuntansi, dan manajemen.
Let us offer praise and gratitude to the Almighty God, because today, Thursday, October 3rd, 2024, we can all attend the International Seminar of the Faculty of Economics and Business, Halu Oleo University, with the theme Economic Sustainability in the Green Economy Era, Multidisciplinary Approach in Economics, Accounting, and Management. Singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, may have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of our event today, let us join in the reading of the prayer by Mr. Sabri S.A. MSE to guide. Time is yours.
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, let us bow our head for a moment, pray to God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, so that our international seminar can be precious to all us. I will lead this prayer based on the Sharia Islam. Amin. Alhamdulillah. Ya Rabbana walakal hamd, walakal syukur. Allahumma bika asbahna, wa bika amsina, wa bika nahya, wa bika namut, wa ilaika nusur. Allahumma ya Allah, all praise is due to you, Lord of all Lord. We seek your guidance and blessing as we gather today in this international seminar on economic sustainability and the green economy era, a multidisciplinary approach in economics, accounting, and management. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim, grant us wisdom and understanding as we strive to explore ways to sustain the balance between economic growth and environment stewardship. Ya Allah, help us to realize that prosperity is not solely measured by material wealth, but also by the preservation of your creation, the art which you have entrusted to use a sacred trust. Ya Allah, Ya Aziz, guide us in seeking innovative and ethical solutions that ensure economic development while protecting our natural resource for future generations. Ya Allah, let the knowledge shared today contribute to building a just, a prosperous world where all people can live in harmony with the environment. Ya Allah, Ya Latif, bless the scholar, researchers, and participants on this seminar. Open their mind and heart to productive discussion and grant them the strength to implement the knowledge needed for the better of society. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, we ask you for peace in the world, harmony, and sustainability in all world, especially Palestine. Make us agent of positive change and allow our effort to be a source of benefit for all humanity. Ya Allah, Ya Ghafur, make all our affairs easy. Forgive our sins and mistakes. Grant safety and patience to our brother in Palestine. Grant them victory. Amin. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim. Wa tub alaina innaka antas tawwabur rahim. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana dhallamna anfusana wa in lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, selanjutnya laporan Ketua Panitia.
The next session is the report of the committee chair by Mrs. Rizky Amalia Madi, MSE, to guide. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, respected speakers, distinguished participants, good morning and welcome to our international seminar titled Economic Sustainability in the Era of Green Economy, a multidisciplinary approach in economics, accounting, and management. It's an honor and a privilege for me as the chair of the organizing committee to extend my warmest welcome to all of you, whether you are joining us on site or virtually. This seminar is result of our collective efforts to bring together experts from around the world to discuss one of the most pressing issues of our time, sustainability and its intersection with green economy principle. We are living in an era where businesses, government, and institutions are being called upon to think more holistically and responsibly about the environment, society, and economic growth. Today, we have an exceptional lineup of speakers who will share their knowledge and insight in various aspects of green economy and sustainability, from policy and financial frameworks to practical strategy for businesses. I believe that this discussion today will inspire us all to think more critically and innovatively about how we contribute to creating a more sustainable future. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our speakers for accepting our invitation and for contributing their valuable time and expertise. I would also like to thank our organizing team for their tireless efforts in putting this event together. Finally, I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate in the discussion and engage with the ideas being presented. Let us use this platform to foster collaboration and exchange knowledge across discipline for betterment of our environment and society. Once again, welcome, and I hope you all have an insightful and productive day ahead. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, hadirin yang kami hormati, selanjutnya pengantar Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Halu Oleo.
Ladies and gentlemen, next is the introduction of the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business, Halu Oleo University, to Mr. Professor Dr. Laode Anto SAMSE, AK, to guide. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the Honorable Rector of Haloleo University, the guests, speakers, and the participants. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome all of you to this year's International Seminar on Economics, Management, and Accounting. I hope you all are ready for a day filled with insightful discussions on a topic that is both timely and critically important. That is economic sustainability in the era of green economy, a multidisciplinary approach in economics, management, and accounting. In the era where sustainability is not just an option but a necessity, our seminar today serves as a platform to explore how our collective disciplines, economics, management, and accounting, can converge to address the global and regional challenges we are facing. Southeast Sulawesi, a region that is abundant in natural resources, stands at the front of this conversation. As we develop economically, we must also ensure that we protect our environment and support the long-term well-being of our communities. This seminar is particularly relevant to our region future as we strive to align our economic activities with sustainable practices in order to ensuring that today's growth does not compromise with the future needs. The green economy is not just a trend. It is a pathway to resilient and inclusive economic development. From sustainable resource management to green financing and corporate sustainability, the issues that we will discuss today are crucial for shaping both national and regional economic policies. I encourage all participants to take this opportunity to engage deeply with the material presented, share your own experiences, and learn from one another. It is through this collaboration that we can develop innovative solutions and strategies that will make our economy not only sustainable, but also prosperous for generations to come. And on behalf of the University of Haloleo and the Faculty of Economics and Business, I would like to thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to valuable discussions and insights that will arise throughout the seminar. Once again, welcome, and I wish you all a successful and productive seminar. Thank you for your active participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baiklah Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, untuk selanjutnya marilah kita dengarkan bersama sambutan Rektor Universitas Haloleo, dalam hal ini Wakil Rektor bidang akademik, sekaligus membuka acara secara resmi.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us listen together speech of the Rector of Haloleo University. In this case, the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, and at the same time open the official event. To Mr. Professor Dr. Lahamimu SSE MT, to God, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Dean of Economics and Business Faculty, Haloleo University, the Honorable of Dean, join in this seminar. The Honorable invited speaker, Professor Dr. Abdurrahman Kadir, MSc, as Chairman of the Association of Indonesian Faculty of Economy and Business. Professor Giang Chang, PhD from Sehan University, Konam, Republic of Korea. Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza from University Malaysia Sabah. Dr. Rita Pidani, MBA from Newcastle Business School, Singapore. The Honorable Organizing Committee of this seminar and distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the first international seminar on economics, management, and accounting. I would also like to express my gratitude to all the invited speakers who have joined from such a long distance to share their knowledge, experience in a diversity of expertise. I believe that your presentation will give significant contribution for all the audience of the seminar. The main topic of the seminar is carried out on economic sustainability in the era of green economy, a multidisciplinary approach in economics, accounting, and management. This topic, of course, very essential to overcome and discuss about the collaboration across multidisciplines, economics, accounting, and management. The collaboration should be unified, effort to save policy, drive innovation, and create sustainability practice in business and industry. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's seminar, we are here not only to explore the theoretical framework, but also to discuss practical. The concept of economic sustainability is the matching balance between economic growth, environmental protection, and social equity. The concept of a green economy introduces the possibility of achieving economic growth and development while ensuring the natural resources are used responsibly, minimizing waste, reducing carbon footprints, and preserving the ecosystem on which life depends. Economics play a critical role in this transformation by providing insights into market dynamics, resources allocation, and the incentive structure needed to foster green technology. By internalizing environmental costs and promoting green technology, we can create economic system that support rather than undermine sustainability. In accounting, the need for comprehensive framework that reflect environmental and social factors alongside financial metrics is increasingly being recognized. Green accounting or sustainability accounting is gaining traction as business and government seek to measure a report on their environmental impact, thus fostering greater transparency and accountability. And in management, leaders are rethinking strategies, aligning organizational goals with sustainability, and driving innovation in sustainability business model. Effective management is crucial for integrating sustainability into corporate culture and operation, from supply chain management to consumer engagement. Over the course the seminar, we will get from famous speakers who will share their research, insights, and perspective on various aspects of economic sustainability. Through discussion, presentation, and networking opportunity, I support all of you to participate deeply, exchange ideas, and explore how we can collectively advance toward a green economy. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to all distinguished invited speakers, the panelists, our organizing committee, and all participants for contributing to this important conversation. Your commitment to understanding and addressing the intersection of economy, sustainability, and management is truly commendable. Ladies and gentlemen, as one of the state university in the eastern part of Indonesia, Halu Oleo University offers comprehensive support to its faculty members, aiming to boost their motivation in advancing their academic perspective. This support extends to active participation in some international seminar, where faculty members have the opportunity to participate with a global academic community and share their research findings, stay up to date and latest development in their respective field. Additionally, the university support and facilitates the publication of research in reputable journal, ensuring that the valuable contribution of each lecturer are disseminated widely and make a meaningful impact on the academic communication. Through this innovation, Halu Oleo is dedicated to fostering an environment to support the growth and excellence of its academic staff, ultimately contributing to the advancement and knowledge and scholarship. Therefore, on behalf of the leadership of the Halu Oleo University and as Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, I hope that through this international seminar, all of you can be motivated to adapt the economic sustainability in the era of green economy. The last point that I would like to express is our happiness, our appreciation to this seminar. Welcome to all of you, especially to distinguished guests and speakers of this seminar. I hope you all enjoy this seminar and will give us a productive contribution to this seminar. And of course, I would like to express our thanks and gratitude to the all participants, to committee that have been actively participated in this seminar. This seminar would not be possible without the dedication and hard work of the organizing committee, sponsor, and every individual who contributed to its realization. Thank you for your solid support. And last, and let us, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guidance, open this international seminar officially with reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Izin Bapak WR1 untuk tetap berada di tempat karena akan dilanjutkan dengan penyerahan cenderamata. Ya, dan kami mengundang narasumber Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza untuk naik ke atas panggung, dan mohon pula Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis dan juga Ketua Panitia.
The next session is the presentation of souvenirs. We invite this resource person, Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza, to go up on stage.
Iya, terima kasih dan izin Bapak WR1, Bapak narasumber, Bapak Dekan dan Ketua Panitia untuk sama-sama menghadap panggung, dan Bapak Ibu pejabat yang sempat hadir kami mohon untuk menyesuaikan di sisi kiri kanan. Kita akan foto bersama. Ya, dan undangan peserta kami silakan untuk berdiri. Ya. Silakan Bapak Ibu unsur pimpinan untuk menyesuaikan di sisi kiri dan kanan, dan undangan kami mohon untuk berdiri. Izin Bapak Ibu untuk berdiri. Baik, sekali lagi terima kasih kepada Bapak dan Ibu, dan selanjutnya kami silakan untuk duduk kembali.
Well, thank you very much to Mrs. and Mrs. May have a seat, please.
Iya, baiklah Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, untuk selanjutnya coffee break, dan kami silakan Bapak Ibu untuk menikmati snack yang sudah disediakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is coffee break. For all the participants, you may enjoy the snacks that have been provided.
Iya, Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, sembari Bapak Ibu menikmati snack yang sudah disediakan, kami juga persilakan untuk menyaksikan tayangan video yang telah disiapkan, dan video ini akan memberikan gambaran mengenai tema besar seminar internasional hari ini sebagai pengantar menuju diskusi yang lebih mendalam.
And ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to watch the video that we have prepared. This video will provide an overview of the main theme of seminars today as an introduction to a more in-depth discussion. Let's watch together.
The way we practice development is heavily influenced by the way we measure development. More or less since the end of World War II, we've been measuring it by GDP. But in this new world of sustainable development, is GDP the tool that will help us reach our goals? First of all, what is GDP? It's the financial measure of all finished goods and services produced in a given time frame. In layman terms, it is the net sum of everyone's income in a country. But does this measure align with the kind of development we want? Let us start answering this question by studying the country that is ranked 1 in GDP, the United States. Since 1967, their gross domestic product has been steadily increasing. However, during this time, the US has also been witnessing an increase in income inequality and a decrease in their biocapacity. Biocapacity is the ability of ecosystems to generate useful natural resources and to absorb waste materials produced by humans. For example, it is how much oxygen a forest can give us and how much of our CO2 it can absorb. It is evident that GDP does not align with sustainable development. It largely neglects the environmental and social pillars of sustainability. If this old-fashioned approach to global growth is not sustainable, what alternative tool can we use to accurately measure sustainable development? One such assessment tool that has been gaining popularity is the Genuine Progress Indicator. GPI was built on top of the Index of Sustainable Economic Welfare, which was originally proposed by Daly and Cobb in 1989. It was designed to measure sustainable economic welfare and not just financial-focused activities. GPI utilizes similar personal consumption data to that of GDP, but makes some key changes to how it measures development. It introduces 26 variables that all fall under one of the three pillars of sustainability. Economic indicators that measure income distribution, cost of underemployment, and loss of leisure time. Social indicators that measure value of household work and parenting, value of volunteer work, and value of higher education. Environmental indicators that measure cost of water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, loss of primary forests, and damage from carbon emissions. So, how bad is GDP at measuring sustainable development? Kubiszewski, in her 2013 paper, Beyond GDP, Measuring and Achieving Global Genuine Progress, compared the GDP and GPI progress of 17 countries. Between 1945 and 1965, GDP and GPI followed a similar growth trajectory. In the beginning, it looks like focusing on economic growth seems to bring sustainable development. The likely reason is that if the country gets richer, fewer people are living in poverty, more people have access to education, and the overall infrastructure is more developed. However, this economic honeymoon period ends in the 70s. Our rapid industrial growth meant that we were cutting down forests, burning fossil fuels, polluting our soil, air, and water at an alarming rate. On top of this, the social gap between the upper, middle, and low-income household kept widening. With the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, economic growth and sustainable development were drifting apart. We now know that GDP is not great at measuring sustainable development, but why do we need an alternative tool? Nobel economist Joseph E. Stiglitz points this out eloquently. What you measure affects what you do. If you don't measure the right thing, you don't do the right thing. Changing how we measure our growth plays a crucial role in achieving sustainable development. If the world is hoping to achieve a balanced future, our economy needs to move away from maximizing profits and towards social and environmental well-being. In the end, whatever sustainable development metric we adopt, whether it is GPI, Happy Planet Index, or Human Development Index, it needs to incorporate variables from all the three pillars of sustainability. Here is a quick recap. USA, the country with the highest GDP in the world, is dealing with rising social and environmental problems. Using GPI could be an alternative tool to measure sustainable development. Relying on economic growth and GDP is unsustainable in the long run. To achieve sustainable development, we need to change the way we measure growth.
Ya, baiklah Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, untuk selanjutnya kita akan masuk di sesi pertama pemaparan materi oleh narasumber Profesor Giong Chung PhD dan Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza.
Ladies and gentlemen, next we will begin the first session with presentation from the following speakers: Professor Giang Chung, PhD from Sehan University, Cheonan, Republic of Korea, and Datu Razali bin Datu Eranza from University of Malaysia, Sabah. And we kindly ask Mrs. Dr. Nitri Mirosia, PhD, to moderate this session. Please welcome Mrs. Nitri Mirosia to guide. The time is yours. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Good morning all. Morning. Thank you. So first, I would like to welcome and greet our dear guests and participants who are already on site in PNC Ballroom and also in our online participant in the Zoom meeting who already joined us from more than 100 participants from all over student and also participant from other. Then we also have special international student who already on site, yeah, from Philippine international student from teaching faculty. Please welcome. Again, I would like to welcome you all in our first ISEMA, International Seminar on Economic Management and Accounting. Please give applause. Thank you. And here with us, we already with us the Honorable Datu Rajali bin Datu Eranza. Thank you, Datu, for having the seminar with us in Kendari City. Welcome. So let me introduce myself. I'm Nitri Mirozia. I will be the moderator for the first session discussion for today. Our first session, we will have Professor Gyang Chong from Sehan University, Korea. Will deliver the presentation by online. I think it's already in the Zoom.
Yes, I'm ready.
Welcome, Professor Gyang Chong, PhD.
Okay, hello everyone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Wanyong Hamida.
Hello everyone. In this respectable seminar, I am Professor Chong Ki-young from Sehan University. For me, it is great honor to attend this seminar and thank everyone prepared this valuable seminar, especially faculties of Allu Oleo University and faculties of Economics and Business. Okay, let me begin my sessions. Okay, could you see me my presentation? Okay, as we understand, the topic for today is sustainable economy in the era of green economy. So first thing I want to say today is that we do not have much time. Also, the choice we made today and over next decade will determine our future. So today, we have the opportunity to create the new engine for sustainable economic prosperity, while at the same time preventing the worst outcome of warming world. So today, I'm going to introduce the definitions, case of economic sustainability, also introducing the case of Korea, especially Korean government and Korean business. So let's look at the table of contents. I'm going to introduce 7, the content, including prologue, definitions, and somewhat international standard, and why we are pursuing economic sustainability. That's something, we are discussing about the economic sustainability and somewhat related concept. Also, I'm going to introduce the case of Korea at the national level, as well as somewhat, business and industrial level. So from, our discussion, we should get lessons and recommendations I will suggest. That's the something content I will discuss today. Okay, so let me begin. Something comment by some, the related area. Is something Joyce from Joyce Suya. He's coming from the UN environment area. Let me see. It's clear that we need to transform the way our economies of work and the way we value the things that we consume. So the goal is to break the link between growth and increased resource use and end our throwaway culture. So we already have seen in your videos, theme videos, something we do not wait anymore. We have to do something, and time is running very short. Okay, that's something related theme what we are discussing in this seminar. Okay, let's look at next one. Okay, is some comment by Guy Ryder. He is the Director General of the ILO. The comment, the emphasis is transition to a green economy will not happen by default. Everything depends on what we do. It requires effective policies, institutions, and action. So we will need to support business so they can take advantage of the opportunities. Okay? So many guys from international organization, they are, emphasizing, okay? Time is short. We have to hurry up. We have to change our system to somewhat, eco-friendly ones, okay? So now, in 2015, the global community committed to tackling these linked problems through Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, we already introduced in the videos. That's the something result of Paris Agreement on climate change. But yet, significant economic and social and institutional changes are now needed if the 2030 commitment and climate goals are to be achieved. So today, we are going to discuss about something, concept, definition, and what's going on in case of Korea and Korean business. That's something, I should somewhat do in these variable seminars. So from now, okay, let's look at the definition and related concept of economic sustainability. Something, think about sustainability first. When people think about sustainability, many things, there's something protection of the environment. There's something usually the first thing that comes to mind. But the concept sustainability also embraces the economic sustainability, which combines something sustainable practice, technology, and even, money-making tools. So about the concept from University of Mary Washington, economic sustainability refers to practice that support long-term economic growth without negatively impacting social and environmental and cultural aspects of the community. Okay, so we do not think just economic sustainability. It always coming with some social sustainability and environmental, the sustainability, even something cultural aspect of the community. So this definition brings, I mentioned already, environmental and social factors into the mix for sustained economic production. So this definition takes now more of a green view on economic sustainability. That's something, we are discussing about the definition of economic sustainability. But, in the real world, we have something more. That's what we are saying, related concept, okay? So, as related concept, we are sometimes frequently discussing about sustainable growth or sustainable development. Something, we are sometimes confusing. Okay, what's sustainable growth, or what's economic sustainability, or what's sustainable development? It's quite, very similar. But if we are defining sustainable growth means growth that is repeatable, ethical, and responsible to and for current and future community. So it's something key to the long-term success of any business. Also, let's look at something sustainable development. Sustainable development is defined as a process that meet, present need without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. That's definition by something WCED, that's World Commission on Environment and Development in UN. Okay, so we are, using this economic sustainability, sustainable growth, or sustainable development. Sometimes we are very confusing. Okay, so recently, okay, so I mentioned already, something based on United Nations outline and guideline. Economic sustainability is one of the 3 pillars of sustainability, and something 2 other factors, including environmental, sustainability, social sustainability, I mentioned already. Okay, so environmental sustainability is the act of reducing environmental damage and minimizing natural resource consumption, as you understand well. And social sustainability is the practice of creating equal access to natural resources and necessities like water, food, and something clean air. So social sustainability emphasizing something fair. And environmental sustainability is something keeping the globe, okay? That's something, coming with economic sustainability. So, as I mentioned already, if we are considering sustainability from something sustainable economy, something, sustainable development, sustainable growth, we have to think 3 things, 3 pillars together. One is economy, and something, human economy. And second is social. Social means somewhat, human society. And then, about environment. Okay, so commons of these 3 pillars, economic, social, and environment, is somewhat, we can say, sustainable. Okay, so that's the something, definition and concept of sustainability and economic sustainability. Okay, let's go to something green economy. That's also somewhat, the relative concept of sustainable economy or sustainable development. So, we are quite using now the somewhat green economy, okay, or green growth strategy. From the seminar titles, we are using something sustainable economy in the era of green economy. So let's look at the something concept about the green economy. Green economy is, okay, economy that result in human well-being and social equity, while significantly reducing environmental risks and ecological scarcities, which is low carbon, resource efficient, and socially inclusive. That's the definition by UNEP. And something, similar definition is coming. That's green growth strategy. That's coming from, the OECD. Okay, so green growth means fostering economic growth and development while ensuring that natural asset continues to provide the resource and environmental service on which our well-being relies. Okay, so to do this, it must categorize the investment and innovation, which will underpin sustained growth and give rise to new economic opportunities. Okay, that's the something definition by OECD. So let's, combining all together, green growth strategy, green economy, sustainable development, sustainable growth, even, economic sustainability. Okay, that's something, the summarizing. Okay, here conceptual diagram of green growth and green economy. Okay, so somewhat, green growth is replacing sustainable development. So sustainable development is now used as green growth. And also, green economy is somewhat part of sustainable development. So green growth is a concept emphasizing economic growth. So OECD, an international economic organization, adopted this concept, okay, this green growth, to replace the sustainable development concept. Okay. Also, the International Environment Organization, UNEP, defined green economy as a sub-concept of sustainable development, with an emphasis on economy. So somewhat, broader concept is green growth. That's replacing sustainable development. So as a part of green growth, we have somewhat green economy. Okay, so green economy is green growth, but just emphasizing on economy. That's something, conceptual diagram of green growth and green economy, and somewhat, interrelationship with somewhat, sustainable development and sustainable growth. That's somewhat, we are something about defining, economic sustainability as well as somewhat, related terms. Okay, let's go next. Somewhat, something detail about the green economy and green growth. So let me just emphasizing in here, green economy. Okay, investment, ecological resource and service, which include a stable climate, biodiversity, and clean air and water, can be an opportunity for profit, employment, and growth, rather than a cost and burden on economy. On the other hand, green growth is the process of greening a conventional economic system and the strategy to arrive at the green economy. Okay, so final point is green economy. and to get the final, destination, green economy. Okay, the process is somewhat, green growth, we can say. So, that's the something, the final of our, definition about something related area. And in Korea, okay, we are getting and making the something low carbon and green growth. So the term green growth means growth achieved by saving and using energy and resource efficiently to reduce climate change and damage to the environment, securing new growth engines through research and development of green technology, creating new job opportunities, and achieving harmony between the economy and environment. That's the something low on green growth. So Korea law on green growth. That's the, Article 2nd. So it's gonna be something becoming law in Korea. Okay. Also, something, okay, let me make something, diagram among these concepts. Okay. So in case of, green growth and sustainable development, something we have three, pillars. I mentioned already, economy and social and environment. In case of sustainable development, we are more concerning about, social development. But in case of green growth, we are more emphasizing something environment. That's my opinion. But if we are discussing economic sustainability, okay, same. Always, even in green growth, sustainable development, economic sustainability, we are thinking economy, social development, environment together. But in case of economic sustainability, I think it's more considered to economy. Okay, so green growth more considered to environment. Sustainable development more considered to social development. Economic sustainability is more considered to economy. That's something, my thinking, but is very disputable. Okay. So let's go to something international standard for this related area of sustainability. Okay. So, we have some standard, okay, quietly using. Already, introduced the videos, what we have seen today, okay? That's something, SDG by UN. Also GRI standard or Global Compact and ISO 26000. That's something, international standard or global standard for this related area of sustainability. So let me introducing very quickly, okay, GRI standard, that's corporate sustainability. Okay, so it's something industrial and business level. So corporate sustainability reporting guidelines for the economic, environmental, and social performance of companies. Okay, so it's something business, the area standard. Another one is, and next one is SDGs, by UN. That's something goals that the international community must achieve to solve the global something poverty problems and realize sustainability development. So it's quite a national level, okay? GRI for business level and something SDGs at the national level. Also, Global Compact by UN emphasize the corporate transparency and social responsibility. That's something about somewhat, the corporate responsibility or social responsibility. That's the somewhat corporate levels. Also, we have somewhat, ISO 26000. That's the guidelines for socially responsible management. Social responsibility guidelines apply to all organizations, including business, government agencies, even labor unions, and somewhat, civic groups. So somewhat, we have many standards, but something we can say measures of international standard for related area, we can say GRI, SDGs, Global Compact, and ISO 26000. That's the somewhat, representing ones. So now we are discussing why, the economic sustainability. Something, here we have some examples of economic sustainability. Something we understand quite well, and we see something progress. That's reduction of, harmful CO2 emissions, okay? So sometimes by a certain date, okay? Also using green energy. So it's very available, something like, rooftop solar power is now available to any kind of nation, any nations, in the world. That's something movement to using green energy. And some social ones, we have some gender and inclusion programs calling for non-discriminatory hiring and compensation practice. And somewhat recycling, okay? So recycling is something, using again. So somewhat, many even companies, something like Best Buy and Staples, somewhat, very famous companies are, coming into this market, okay? And even very famous companies, clothing brands like H&M, Levi's, offer somewhat, the discount for donated, clothes. That's about something, promotion for the recycle. And other examples are not widespread, but are becoming more common. That's the microfarming. It's on all the other world, urban agriculture. On small urban plot of land is a way to reduce, local economic growth while reducing the stress of food production of the environment. That's something, examples of economic sustainability. Okay, so, as we understand why is economic sustainability important? That's the longevity of the, global economy, the preservation of human rights, and unrealized discoveries. So we do not have, much time. So something, we are skipping and then going to the case. Okay. So here, benefit of economic sustainability. Okay. So one of the overarching benefit of the economic sustainability is that disregard the use of finite resource or non-biodegradable materials that will contribute to landfill and excessive emissions. If all business made a commitment to economic sustainability, the planet where we are living would be able to breathe a sigh of relief. Okay? So that's the somewhat we are discussing about, the economic sustainability and somewhat related terms and international organization and international standard. And why? Why for, the economic sustainability? That's what we have discussed. Now, let me introduce the case of Korea. Okay, we have two, the case. One is the national level or government level. The other is business level, okay? So in case of national levels, I'm going to introduce two things, okay? Two policies. One is KSDG and the other is the Green New Deal, okay? So KSDG is Korean version of SDGs, okay? And somewhat, the Green New Deal is Korean government policy aligning green recovery and actions, okay? That's the Green New Deal. So let me, introducing the KSDGs first. As you understand, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, okay? They got the something Sustainable Development Goals. It's adopted at the year 2015 UN General Assembly. So in year 2018, after 3 years after, adopted at the UN, the Korean government developed Korean SDG, that's we are saying KSDG, to address the country's unique challenge in the manner most targeted to local circumstances, such as low birth rate, income polarization, air pollution from transportation, and even we have something, the goals of peace on the Korean Peninsula. So KSDGs have 17 goals, 122 targets, and 214 indicators. Here, we have 4 areas, somewhat people, prosperity, environment, and peace and partnership. So in case of, the economic sustainability, we have some goals in people side. That's the somewhat inclusive society, and prosperity side, something improving the quality of life, and environment side. That's the clean environment, okay? So in case of Korea, something particular is, somewhat we have peace, okay? Because of somewhat, our conditions, okay, national conditions. So vision of KSDG is built on inclusive, innovative, and sustainable nation. That's the somewhat, strategy of KSDG. Okay, let's go next. It's the Green New Deal. That's another one, not is a part of the KSDG, another something independent policy. So it's a somewhat, Green New Deal is one part of Korean New Deal, announced, year 2020, July. Is somewhat, plans to invest total 160 trillion won. That's something, to create, okay, many jobs by 2025. So this Korean New Deal aims to transform the economy to make it greener with more digital service and strong safety net. That's something, so in Korean New Deal, we have somewhat, 2 kinds of New Deal. One is digital New Deal, the other is Green New Deal. So this time I'm, something introducing about the Green New Deal, okay? Green New Deal is something strengthening the climate action and realize green economy. So investment will focus on green infrastructure, renewable energy, and fostering green industry. So making green infrastructure, energy, and industry, let's go to the something, the green, the infrastructure. That's somewhat Green New Deal. So we have 3 areas of Green New Deal. First one I mentioned already, the green transition of infrastructure. So, public facilities, something, the urban ecosystem, or somewhat, clean and safe water, that's somewhat green infrastructure. Next one is energy part, energy supply. some low carbon and decentralized energy supply. So we are reducing use of coal power and providing electronic vehicles or hydrogen vehicles. That's somewhat, energy transition. Okay, so promote renewable energy use and support somewhat fair transition and more efficient energy management using electric cars. That's the somewhat, component of, low carbon and decentralized energy supply. And final one is innovation in the green industry. So somewhat create smart energy platform in industrial complex. That's something, introduced later as RE100. Also somewhat, green innovation via R&D and financial sectors, okay? So somewhat, support and development and commercializing somewhat, GHG reducing technology, or so also, the giving the company, the loans to transit the green sectors, okay? That's something, area of, the Green New Deal. So I mentioned two things at the government level, KSDGs and the Green New Deal. That's the two, the pillars that is supporting national levels of, the sustainability of Korea. Let's go to the something, business level, okay, in case of Korea. I mentioned here, industry level, campaign level, and voluntary organization for sustainable growth. So as industry level, I mentioned already in Green New Deal, something Green New Deal point out, using electronic vehicles. So in order to use the electronic vehicles, we have to make electronic vehicles as well as making the batteries. So in case of, the Korean battery makers, the 3 South Korean manufacturers were among the global top 5 battery makers in year 2023. So Korea in its 2050 carbon neutrality roadmap proposed expanding the use of EVs as one of the solutions to turning carbon-free, and various incentives and policy support have been introduced. So two things, okay, very competitive, battery makers. So they are making batteries using in the local market as well as exporting to the overseas. Second is EV makers. Some of very, big the companies now are making EVs and using, in the local market as well as exporting to overseas. So in case of Korea, the market share is around, 10%. So 10% of, global market share, Korean EV, makers have. Of course, it's less than something, that of China and that of something, the Germany, but, big progress is something, also is a very big growing market. Also in local market, EV, electronic vehicle sales, poised to grow at average of 18% each year. Okay, so country is somewhat plan to bolster the country's EV penetration rate to 36.9. It's almost 37% by year 2032. That's gonna be the more than triple the projected, the 10% around rate in year 2023. Okay, so the share of the EV in Korea is becoming bigger and bigger. So from this lens, from this part, we can get some lesson. Okay. So electronic passenger vehicles or EVs are now accepted as the part of solution to rising climate emission in major markets like China, Korea, United States, and Europe. But this transition to e-mobility has been slow in low and middle income countries. In large measure because of worries about high upfront costs. But for developing countries, the e-mobility transition is no longer a question of if, but how and when. Anyway, it's the way we go. So now somewhat, OECD and the World Bank has the program, okay, to support this kind of transition, okay, to e-mobility in case of subways, in case of small lighting cars, and something like, the bus, passenger vehicles. So in case of some developing countries, they have to hurry up. And it's really nice to use some, World Bank programs. And let's think about the campaign level, RE100. RE100 is the Global Corporate Renewable Energy Initiative bringing together hundreds of large and ambitious business committed to 100% renewable electricity. So as of January 2023, around 400 companies around the world joined the RE100 campaign, including 27 Korean companies. So it looks like something, 27 among, the 400 Korean companies. It looks better and looks nice, but, considering the all Korean companies, only 4% of Korean companies have joined RE100. It's significantly lower than in other East Asian countries. Why? We have some, problems. Limited renewable energy supply. Okay? Also, monopolized electricity market. Also, perverse pricing regime make it challenging for local companies to produce green electricity. But we have to move faster, responding to demand from client and global headquarters to carry out the RE100 campaigns in a way that is faster and more transparent than competitors will be the key to success for companies looking to sustain their business. And let's go next, okay, going quickly. Something campaign of SAF. SAF is Sustainable Aviation Fuel. Okay, something, also known as the biojet fuel. So something, is unlike conventional jet fuel, which is derived from fossil fuels. SAF offers a more environmentally friendly alternative. So now, so many airlines are, planning to use this sustainable aviation fuel. Okay, because this are making somewhat lower carbon emissions. So somewhat Korean Air already signed the memorandum of understanding with global energy company Shell to pursue sustainable aviation fuel. It's gonna be somewhat initial stage, of course, but it's gonna be going on. Also somewhat, other Korean, airlines, including Asiana, Jeju, Jin, so many, small airlines, as well as some domestic oil companies like S-Oil, SK, they're joining, okay? They're joining to this mission, okay? So MOU for the commercial use of SAF. And Next campaign is Steel Zero. Okay, so steel sector account for 7 to 9% of global greenhouse gas emission. So Steel Zero is global corporate initiative led by Climate Group, bringing together over 40 ambitious business committed to driving the transition to a net zero global steel industry. Okay, so there's something, the commitment is buying and using 100% net zero steel by year 2050 or earlier. So in case of Korea, steel is very central to Korea's economy and Korean industry. So we are, making cars, making ships. So something, this area is producing 28% of GDP. But as you know, steel production is harms to the planet. Also, are responsible for almost 40% of South Korea's industrial greenhouse gas emissions. So to reach carbon neutrality, we need decarbonized steel production. It's not gonna be, easy job. But anyway, they are joining the Steel Zero. Okay, so we have very big POSCO and Gwangyang steel mills. They are designing as the first furnace in Asia that meet the criteria for responsible steel. Responsible steel is low carbon steel production initiated by steel producers working with Steel Zero. So we are expecting, these, steel mills are reducing their something, the emissions and carbon emissions. Also, we have something, the voluntary organization for sustainable growth, such as KBCSD. Okay, so it's a Korean Business Council for Sustainable Development. That's the somewhat Korean, the branches of WBCSD. WBCSD is World Business Council for Sustainable Development. That's the CEO-led organization, okay, of over, more than 200 international companies. So we have this organization, okay, in Korea. So that's the something, WBCSD global networks, okay. So here we have some, nations and organization names. So KBCSD is a WBCSD global network, and also, the focal point for the KSDGs. Something, 70 Korean and global companies in Korea representing in 17 industrial sectors. They're working for somewhat, the actions about accounting and reporting guidelines for avoiding greenhouse gas emissions. Also, somewhat renewable energy infrastructure plans, okay, to meet the RE100 target. Also, something making public and private partnership on ESG and supply chain issues about ESG, okay, and something, leaders forum. So many things they are working for something, the KSDGs. That's, the quickly I introduced about the case of Korea. So, the reason I'm introducing the case of Korea is to get the lessons from the Korean case. As you know, the Korea is one of the industrialized countries in Asian region. That means it's required to change economic system to sustainable. In this, process, Korean government has a very important role. Okay, also has so many programs ahead for both national levels and industrial and business levels. In changes the level of individual companies, but still insufficient and gaps with leading companies in the world very big. So we have somewhat good case as I introduced some of the electronic bakers, batteries, producing and using. That's the good case. Also another case, Samsung Electronics, representing company of Korea, joining RE100. That's something, we can say the good case. But in many areas, still in the beginning stage, okay, to something, the green economy. Why? So, in here, I am going to say why, no? One is policy continuity is not maintained due to change in government. That's why state leadership for a sustainable economic ecosystem is not sustainable, okay? So now we have a case of some nuclear energy policies, something, undergone significant changes over recent year, showing an unstable character depending on respective government in power. So government is changing, policies are changing, okay? Also somewhat, in case of business, it's very difficult to understand sustainable national policy for business. Most companies introduce eco-friendly system due to the regulation of trading country. So, companies, they are not pursuing the something, sustainable the systems. In case they are, trading with especially EU, they have to keep the rules and guidelines by EU about something, the ecosystems. So, the companies with high trade share with EU announced RE100 plan, like Samsung Electronics, SK, LG, and POSCO. They are, the announcing RE100. Why? They have a huge trade volumes with especially EU companies, and they have to follow the regulation of trading countries. So trading countries are making, the Korean companies to keep something, sustainable, the policies. So I am very briefly, recommending something here. Visions, principles for policy and leadership for nation and business are very required, okay? So vision is very important. We have to make very fair, clear, green economic future as the visions. And something more, okay, think. We are at the frontier of new economic era and the development of new system of production. By making the right choice now, it could chart a more prosperous path toward the low emission future, accelerating progress in the rest of the world by exporting key technologies and the know-how. That's something, I want to say as the final recommendation. Okay, this is, my presentation for this respectable seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Giang. Excellent presentation to share the new insight. Please give applause. To share his new insights, study and cases from Korea. But first, I would like to introduce him for the that Professor Giang is from Department of Management Sehan University from Korea. He is professor and doctoral degree held in 93 from Golden Gate University, United States of America. And in 1987, he held the Master of Business Administration from University of Bridgeport, Corn, University of United States of America. And then the first is
Master of Business Administration from Myungji University of Seoul, and his Bachelor of Art in Engineering from Chosun University, Korea. His work experience is from 297. He's from Godoy Management Consulting, a senior consulting in Korea, and from 97 to present, he's in Sehan University, Yongham, a professor from Department of Management. So he's concluded that we have to change into sustainability and economic sustainability. Why is it important? Green growth economic result in human well-being and more consider into environment for reducing risk into low carbon. Please, we will have maybe Professor Giang, can we have a short discussion with the participant?
Okay, sure, I can.
Please, if you like to address a question to Professor Giang relate to the environment, please, Prof. Buyung. We will have until 11, then we will step into the second session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, very good presentation, Professor Chang Giyang.
Yes.
So, the presentation, to explain it, economic, green economic, social, and environment. So, until 2050, in Korea case, maybe you can already plan in the social and environment. So maybe you can do that 2050 in social green maybe and environment green, same to economic green. Can you give me some reasoning? Okay, thank you very much. Please.
Okay, thank you for your questions. You know, to implement this kind of policies, you know, green policies, including the economic sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability, you know, some of the integration of government policy is very essential. So in case of Korea, okay, so we are, you know, some of the problems of regime change. Okay, so we have two-party system. One is very conservative, the other is something very liberal. So their policies are very different. So if regime is changing, you know, every policies are changing together. But problem is in case of this kind of policies, you know, green policies, including economical and the something, you know, social, environmental, must keep consistency regardless of government change. But in, you know, the actual situation, no. Okay, so many changes are taking place. That's what I am worried. So we have to make some rules and regulations, even law, you know, do not touch about these policies regarding this sustainability. Okay, so in case of I introduced KSDG, it keep going on. Okay, because it's a somewhat national commitment. But in case of Green New Deal, that's the something policies made by former regime. So now there is something planning to change. But if this change is, it looks like small change in the policy, but it's impacting business quite well. So something business guys are afraid of some of this frequent change in government. They dislike. So in order to boost, you know, business, to keep there something, you know, sustainability policy, government must keep their, you know, the policy integration, keeping policy. regardless of regime change. That's what's the point I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you for the explanation. So other question? Please, thank you. And also from the online participant, it's free. We still have time to discuss with Professor Giang. Please, the second question, please introduce yourself and the question in short. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the moderator for opportunity for me. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to welcome all presenters, especially Professor Chang Gyong from Korea University. Right. My name is Aidin Hudani Awasinumbu. I finished my study in undergraduate study in private business in Halol University. And I finished my study in master degree in rural regional development planning in Asian Institute of Technology in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, and I finished my doctoral study in economic development in Indonesia, of course, in the University of Brawijaya. Right. Okay, we talk about green economic and economic sustainability in theory and in concept is easy. But in practice, in implementation is difficult because so many challenges. Of course, maybe relate to the government policy. Of course, the ability of people. Also, the role of university is so we need more role of university. Okay, my question is that how to develop economic sustainability and green economy in the case of underdevelopment countries like Indonesia. I think it's different how to develop green economic and economic sustainability between Indonesia and Korea, because Korea is one of developed countries. But Indonesia is one of underdevelopment countries. For example, Korea-based economy is industry and modern economy. But in Indonesia, for example, based on natural resources economic, like based on livestock, forestry, agriculture, maybe mining. So that is different. How to develop green economic and economic development between developed countries and underdevelopment countries like Indonesia. So maybe you have experience, maybe you have take experience from Korean case or from other countries, how to handle the problem or how to develop green economic and economic sustainability in case of underdevelopment countries. That is first question.
Only the first question. Just make it short. Dr. Aidin, thank you.
Okay. Okay. The second question is that how to inclusive the poor people in the system of green economic and sustainability, especially in Korean case. Maybe we have take experience from the Korean case. Okay, that is all my question. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Thank you
wabarakatuh.
very much. Very good question.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a really nice question. Okay. So let me answer for your first question. Okay. So how to implement, this green growth in case of something developing countries. Okay. So, always I am, emphasizing, plan and goal must be feasible. Okay, so something, government and the government peoples, they are something, tend to make some grand policy. Something looks very good, but that does not work. Okay, always plan must be feasible. Feasible means what we can meet in the very short period of time. Okay, so we do not make something very grand goals. No, something feasible. Feasible goal means we are making commitment. Okay, we can reach, okay, by ourselves. And second, plan and national goal must be fair. Fair means sometimes national policy is good for the rich people, but does not, mean anything or nothing to the poor peoples. In this case, it's not working. So something national goals and national policy must be feasible. Feasible means we can see, we can feel, and we have a confidence to go. Second, must be fair. It's going to, beneficial to everyone in the nation. That's something, making plan for the green, growth. We have to understand, especially in developing countries. Second, something we have the international programs, such as something, World Bank. They have something, the financial program and supporting program for, implementing the green growth especially in developing countries. So we have the case of Brazil or India, something, especially some passenger electronic vehicles. Okay, so if we are studying well and getting this kind of the support from international organization, it's gonna be easy. Also very, needed, especially for some, developing countries. So I recommend, good policies that is feasible and fair. Okay. Also, trying to find out something programs by international organization. If you are studying and looking to, maybe I think the people in developing countries also can find out this kind of supporting programs. That's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Giang. So I think that's all the two questions. So is it? Oh, okay. Can we have? Please mention your name and the question. Thank you. Another question, Prof. Giang. The discussion is very interesting, I think.
Okay, first of all, 안녕하세요. 정기영 교수님. I'm Puspa Dewangga, lecturer from Economic Development Department. So my question is, how is South Korea addressing the potential social and economic inequalities that could arise from its green economy transition, particularly for workers in traditional energy sectors and industry reliant on carbon-intensive practices? Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much about the questions. So something, inequality is the another case we are meeting. So if, in case of Korea, for last decade, we got the real, higher growth rate in economic system. That does have some side effect, okay, negative side effect. That's something, the bipolarization of wealth. So the rich peoples are getting richer and poor peoples are getting, poorer. That's the something big problems. So if you have the goals of KSDGs and the Green New Deal, there is the goals and plans, to solve this kind of problem. Something poverty is not the case in Korea, but case is some inequality. Okay, something gaps between the rich peoples and poor people. That makes the case. So in KSDG, we have such a programs, and also, in Green New Deals, also we have a program. But I guess, it's working well. I do not think so. So, something after I mentioned already, after regime changes, sometimes this kind of the economic, policies are changing. So in case of economic policies, something, the solving the inequality of the wealth sometimes are neglected by another government. That's the problem. That's why, I'm pointing out something inconsistent of government policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Giang, for the explanation. So, if I can conclude that to enforce the chains of sustainability, the economic sustainability is to have government sustainability policy, which is this is the important key. So the government sustainability policy, which is visible, the goals and the commitment, which is fair for the community, which is not only for the rich and also for the poor. Thank you, Professor Giang, for the session 1, for the discussion. Very insightful for all of us. Please have applause for Professor Giang from Sehan University.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we can meet again in other agenda for Professor Giang. We will have the second session